Hello, sup guys. So, my name is Gautam, and this is my first video that I am doing to upload into YouTube. So, uh, without any delay, we'll start directly with the topic. So, basically, I like this programming language called as Python, and I like programming in general, working with computers or technology. These are my interests. So, out of my interest, I wanted to explain the concept of what do you call as variables in Python, in like rather basically any programming language. So, yeah, why Python? For now, the reason is that I like the programming language. Apart from Python, I may know I know programming. I mean, yeah, programming in C, C++, Java, Cold Fusion, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, the vanilla JavaScript, uh, yeah, the SQL, and also working with Tableau and all reporting services. So, keeping all that aside, leaving that for now, we'll directly barge into the topic. So, in Python, it is about variables. So, in programming languages like C, C++, or Java, we have seen that we create a variable by something like this statement. Say a is equal to you put some value in it, right? Why is this so? Because in such languages, we were taught, or rather, I was taught that. Whenever you are creating a variable means actually that you have a memory space in let us say in like a space in memory, uh, and they used to call it as a say a box, and the name of the box will be the name that you are giving here. Okay, and the value that is stored in it will be the value that is given here. All right. Yes. So whenever we say like something called int a is equal to 10, they say that a memory location in the hard disk or in the memory will be taken, and it will be named as a, and the value 10 is stored in this, right? And then when you say in the next line like int b is equal to 10, another box is taken which is named again b, and the value 10 is stored in it. So this is how they explain that, which means every time you are creating a variable, though multiple variables stores same value, the same value is created multiple times and stored in the memory. Okay, this is how that system works, but in Python it's different. The execution of this is different, precisely even than in Python. In C Python, or the common Python that we are uh, or the main Python that is what do you call offered in this website called as python.org. Okay, so this version of Python, or the vanilla Python, is called as CPython. Okay, so for now that information should be more than enough. So in Python the concept is different. They like it's been created in such a way that we see whenever you see a value like 10, let us say, now if I ask you what kind of value is that, or what type of data is that, people, you will surely be able to identify that it's a number, right? Yeah, it is a number. So when you say it's a number, and then I ask you the next question, okay, whether it is a float or int, or whether it is a decimal number or an integer, even then again you are able to identify that it is an integer. Right, so this is the concept in Python. Like in Python, you don't have data types to the variables. So the data types uh, are for the data itself directly. So when you write 10, it is a data of type integer. When you write 10.00, it is a data again of type float. And any variable that you create in Python assumes the data type of the value that it is referring to. We'll come to this again in a moment. So understand this, you don't have a data type for the variables in Python, you have data types for the values in Python. Okay, so now, which makes it easier for us in creating and or yeah, in manipulating with the variable. So now let's create a variable. The syntax will be something like this: your variable name is equal to the value, simple as that. Now type of this number, what should it be? Integer, exactly, so it is. And type of a, since a is referring to 10, it assumes a type of 10. Similarly, now if I say b is equal to 10.00, now type of 10.00 float, type of b, simple, float is that. So how is this working? How does it work? How does this, what do you call, memory management work in Python? We shall see that now. Just a second. So as we have seen earlier in the screen, whenever we are saying let us say a is equal to 10, okay, whenever a programming language comes across this particular statement to such kind of a statement to execute, execution always happens from, in general, always happens from right to left fashion. Okay, which means the value 10 is first taken by the interpreter, by the Python programming language. The programming language first takes the value 10. Okay, and as soon as you invoke the Python uh, virtual machine, let us call it that better for now. As soon as you invoke the Python virtual machine, as I did above here in this statement, yeah, what happens is it divides the memory into certain parts, in which two parts are called as okay, two parts are called as, let's call this one as variable heap and the other one as value heap. Okay, so now when you said a is equal to 10, the value 10 is taken, right? Value 10 is taken by the Python virtual machine. And now what it does is it takes the value 10 and checks for its presence in the value heap. Since we don't have the value 10 in the value 10 in the value heap, what it does is in one memory location it stores 10. Okay, yes, now what it does, it went to the left side of the statement. Now in the left side of the statement there is something called as a, the name for that value. Now it brings that a and checks for its presence in the variable heap. Excuse me, since that is also not there, what it does is it creates the variable a in the variable heap. Okay, and now this a is pointed to this location in the value heap. This is how it happens. Okay, now what happens if I say b is equal to 10? What is happening? So now when I say b is equal to 10, again from the right side to the left side the execution happens. It takes the value 10, but this time the value 10 is present in the value heap. Isn't that so? Yes, this time it is present in the value heap. So now what it does is it goes to b, it brings b and checks for its presence in the variable heap, but that's not there. So now b is stored in the variable heap, and it even b will be pointed to the same location in the value heap. All right, so this is how basically your variables are created or managed by Python. Okay, how to confirm this? Now say, uh, since A is a location in the memory, it should have its own unique ID, right? Let's check for that. ID of 10. Okay, we got some value, right? So now let us check for ID of A, ID of B. For all the three values, the ID has been same, right? Similarly, I mean, that confirms that this concept is how it is actually working in Python. Now, what are the advantages of this? The basic advantage of this is, even though you have a million variables that have the same value, the value is not created multiple times in the memory. So memory means, I mean, space is handled well, space is handled better, right? It is more efficient at handling the space. Now, but uh, let us say now, I say A is equal to 15 and B is equal to 20. No, so two more locations have been created. Here stays 15 and here stays 20. Okay, sorry for the font. I'm actually waiting for my what do you call, my stylus to arrive. So until then, please excuse me. So now, when I'm saying this, what happens is these two arrays are now removed. Now A points to 15 and B points to 20, right? Now yes, one second, sorry. Yeah, now A is pointing to 15 and B is pointing to 20, which means the value 10 in the value heap is free now. Isn't that so? So now, for how long is this value 10 going to stay in the memory? Again, this, if it stays for much long, then it is again memory inefficient, right? So now for this, there is a method, there is an algorithm called as reference counting. Okay, this executes regularly by the Python program. I mean, this is handled by the Python virtual machine itself. This happens, what it does is, it every time, like at particular intervals or at particular periods, what it does is it takes each and every value in the value heap and every variable in the variable heap and checks for if there is any value or a variable existing without any references to it, like in the case of 10 that we have now. Okay, and if it comes across any value or variable which does not have any references, then that value will be erased from that memory. This is how the garbage collection of Python, of CPython actually works. Yes, this is basically pretty much about basics of variables in Python. So do let me know if you have any doubts or anything that you would like to know more about, or please leave your comments if you like it or dislike it, or if you do not agree with any of what I've said here. Even I want to learn on maybe say on a bigger platform maybe. Thank you.